up?
Evening.
Hola, ¿cómo estás usted?
Bien.
Sax, man, you can speak that shit fluently where you're at, can't you?
I can now.
Oh, don't feel bad, brother. Don't feel bad. Things will get better.
Oh, yeah. They will.
Somehow, some way.
Right?
I told you, I'll come over there in my damn Border Patrol hat, tacked out.
No, you don't want to do that. They may get in your car and ask you to take them to New York City or, Chicago or something
Right?
like that.
I don't know. They might not do that if I get out tacked out with a Border Patrol hat, my face covered, and start taking notes, and if I come on my radio, yeah. I bet them fuckers will scatter like cockroaches.
Oh.
You got free trips? Yeah. Ooh.
Well, gotta ask, man. Anybody got an update for me on a certain white substance that was found in a White House?
No, sir. I truly believe that they're going to write it off as being racially insensitive sweetener.
What are you talking about? Racially insensitive tweaker?
A white substance in a white house. It kind of says it all, dude.
What are you talking about, T?
Cocaine gay, right?
Well, actually, I was referring to the drug deal that they had, happened to hear, about a week ago. But okay, yeah,
cocaine gate. I thought that's. I'm sorry, my bad. I thought you were talking about cocaine gate. I was saying,
Oh, I was going to bring that up next, but yeah. Anybody got an update for me on it?
I do not. I do not.
It's fake
I'm not going to
news.
give up hope. I'm not going to give up hope.
You should give up hope on that.
No, I will not give up hope.
I'll tell you what. Here's my prediction. We'll find out who the racially insensitive sweetener belongs to right after we find out how many aliens are actually at Area 51.
Yeah, it's a good timeline.
We already know that there was two, well, actually three. They said one of them died on impact, or two of them died on impact. One of them lived about a week. I mean, watch Independence Day, man. Shit.
Look, all I'm saying is, when that happens, you can rest assured the truth will come out about the racially offensive sweetener. Just saying.
So you're telling me
I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know who.
You're telling me that there's a chance.
No, there's no chance.
That's all I needed to hear.
There's no chance.
I mean, hell could freeze over 3 or 4 times. Anything's possible.
See, anything's possible, Sax man.
But most things aren't probable.
But you could also play the lottery and win or get struck by lightning 14 times in a row. You just got to decide where on that spectrum the truth is.
There's a chance. I'm not giving up.
Okay, fair enough. Evening, Chica. Good to see you. That being said, our title tonight is The Good, the Bad, the Government. And before we get into bitching and moaning like we generally do, boilerplate shit real fast. Let me be perfectly clear. Anything we say or do on this channel is for entertainment purposes only. We are not here to incite violence, government discord, whatever the hell you call it, hatred of the government, any kind of illegal activity, etc. We're not encouraging any of that. We are merely here voicing our opinions and doing our thing. It's for entertainment purposes only. So all you brown shirts and Karens out there that are shaking with one, you got your latte in one hand and your hot pocket in the other. It's gonna be okay. Go to your safe space, call a friend, scratch that spot that's bothering you, and just take a nap. Good guy. All right, I'm done. Got a prediction I want to throw out there first thing tonight, and we were talking about it on the National a while ago. Let's say by some stroke of the Almighty that Donald Trump gets elected in November. This is what I foresee happening. Because if he gets elected, that means that all the shit they tried and all the fuckery they tried failed. Right?
Right.
So they're going to be desperate. Because they're going to want to hamstring his ass his entire presidency and then go after him again for some fuckery throughout the presidency and try to throw his ass in jail. That will be his legacy. That's what they want to do.
Well, they're gonna, if he gets elected, what they're gonna do is first thing right off the bat, they're gonna try to impeach him, and this is how they're gonna say that January 6th and all these rioters that are going on right now are all related to that, because that's where they got their inspiration from. If he wouldn't have sent his shock troops to January 6th to the Hill, then we wouldn't have had all these rioters going on, tearing the country up for the whole year.
Well, maybe, but I'm going to go a step further than that. What do you bet that we see another January 6th, but a reversal? And this time, they disrupt the process.
Kind of like they did during the Kavanaugh hearings when they tried to get into the Supreme Court.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Think it through, guys.
He's talking about all the way back from Election Day to...
No, I'm talking about the day, January 6th, or whatever day it is, that they finalize the actual handing off of the torch to the new incoming president. And they have
That's
to...
Inauguration Day,
whatever. The same thing January 6th was. But this time, they disrupt the process.
I don't know, man.
And the police don't step in. The National Guard don't step in. They let it fucking happen.
I could see the DC police not stepping in.
You got Secret Service there. You got.
I'm not. No, you're getting stuck in the weeds.
Inauguration Day.
No, you're getting stuck in the weeds. Think this through. They were saying that they were trying to get to the Senate chamber to disrupt, them going through and acknowledging XYZ, that Bedshitter was the president. Pence could have stopped it. He wouldn't. He signed off on it and all that shit. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about people going to White House or going to Trump or anything like that. I'm talking about them doing the very thing they tried to accuse everybody.
When they confirm the electoral votes is what you're saying.
Right. I see them letting them disrupt that. Think it through. It could happen. And the Democratic politicians will hold the fucking doors for them and encourage it and march with them in solidarity.
Probably. Or that'd be like, the Dems usually do and hold a die-in or a sit-in or a sleep-in.
Dude.
Oh, I know.
I hope I'm wrong. But the way things are going right now, you got people walking around fucking college campuses taking down the American flag and flying a Palestinian fucking barbecue tablecloth.
I just want to give a big shout out to the fraternity boys at the University of North Carolina that went up there and said, "You're not taking down that American flag," and they raised it back up.
And the chancellor for standing out there with them. Wasn't it the chancellor with them?
That I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, the chancellor was there too, I believe. So props to somebody having some balls. And props to the students that were playing Good Morning Vietnam to the fucktards that were camped out at the campus.
That was hilarious. Yeah.
That shit was classic. I can see that being a movement to all these fucktards. You know, if you're going to disrupt school, we're going to disrupt your fucking sleep.
Yeah, that should have been 24/7.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my philosophy is back up there and play Hank Williams and fucking Five Finger Death Punch all fucking night. I mean, make it uncomfortable for them fucking idiots. I mean, what are you going to do? You going to cite me for a noise ordinance when you got all these fucking vagrant motherfuckers laying out on the campus? My parents are paying $100,000 a year for me to attend.
Right.
Really?
So did you get to see the pictures of the lawns at these after they got rid of the protesters?
It probably looked a lot like when Obama got elected in D.C.
Oh, it was horrible, dude. I mean, they just basically just left their shit and everything.
Well, they were getting arrested, so it's not like they probably had a chance to really pick up and go, "Hey, let me tidy up here before I put those handcuffs on."
Yeah, but it's, I mean, you know, cops. It's not the, not all of them are getting arrested. And these are supposed to be the, you know, save the earth people as well. So,
Yeah.
Environmentalist, I think, is the correct term there, Saxman.
I wonder how many of them drive Priuses and have a Ryobi generator to charge that motherfucker during a brownout.
Oh.
Ask him for a friend. You know, you know, and me and Jay were having an interesting conversation the other night, and for the longest, all we've done is bitch. There's nothing positive. We've just bitched, from the government to these other countries fucking with us, the currency. I mean, just one thing after the other. There's not been nothing.
I'm still trying to figure out where the good is in this. You said good, the bad, the government. Where's the good?
I'm trying to get there.
shut your pie hole for just a second. We'll get there.
Get there. The point I'm making is, you can sit here and say, name something good that's happened over the past 3 years. There isn't nothing. There's nothing fucking positive to go and talk about. This is the kind of shit we're dealing with, and you wonder why people lose their shit. There is no good. It's like an oxymoron, Moose.
The only thing I could figure out was, I don't know, we tested the limit of like how far our country can go and what we can endure. That's the only good thing I've seen.
Bro, this country is like a piece of balsa wood that's bent and it's cracking. Okay? We won't survive another 4 years of this shit. You're watching your liberties and your country dissolve before your eyes right now. We're like the frog in the fucking boiling water.
Well.
So, there's nothing positive here. And I hate to be that guy, I want to once get on here and us be able to talk about something positive has happened. But there isn't anything. I mean, we can all sit here and stick our head in the sand and blow unicorn farts and rainbows and shit and just make up shit. But what's the point? This is the very thing our government has been out to fucking do, is to break the spirit of the American people. And they're doing a damn good job of it.
They've played the long game.
Yeah. This is the shit, and that's what me and Jay were talking about. It's like you're beating the same drum, but you don't want to stop beating it because you feel like if you do, then there's always that one person out there you're hoping you connect with, that you wake up. If you open one person's eyes, that's an accomplishment. Now, I mean, I understand. I'm not a big ass influencer. None of us are. We're just here, like-minded individual, raising hell, telling it like it is. But
just think of the things that you could potentially lose if another Democrat gets in power. I mean, you're talking stacking courts, getting rid of the Electoral College.
Second Amendment. Probably a lot of the First Amendment.
Yeah.
If they gut the Second Amendment, which they want to do, they want to use the Constitution and a Bill of Rights as fucking toilet paper. And once they're able to do that, once the Second Amendment gets gutted, we're fucked. We will have no recourse. Well, there'll be recourse, but I'm not saying it on here.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it there. Figure the shit out.
One thing that people don't realize, when you stop exercising your rights, the government thinks you don't want them, and so they just take them. So everyone, go out, read the Second Amendment, and if you don't have or whatever is in the Second Amendment, hint, go buy you some dressers, okay?
If you can't afford a dresser or that's not your thing, get you some nightstands. I hear they got some good deals on those too.
Get you a whole bedroom suit while you're in there.
I mean, I would. I mean,
an armored bedroom suit.
Yeah, go big or go broke. Or go home, rather. I mean, that's the way I roll. But that being said, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here. I'm just saying we were taught, that just came up as a conversation between me and him. And, it was valid. I mean, I don't want this for my kids and my grandkids. I don't want to leave this country more fucked up for them to have to live through the wreckage we created or that.
Well, right now, the Fifth, Sixth, and Seventh Amendment are up, being challenged, in my opinion. And, if Trump gets convicted, does not win this next, presidential, then you can bet your ass they're going to pass a deal saying no Secret Service protection for you, and they'll put him in a regular prison and do it intentionally. And and then they'll go after the Constitution and Bill of Rights, but the Bill of Rights first.
Well, you got to also understand too, there's a reason why they don't teach cursive anymore in school.
Yeah, the Constitution is written in cursive.
All the founding documents are.
Well, and there's a reason why they don't teach the Constitution in school, or the
Right.
Bill of Rights in school, or the Federalist Papers in school.
There you go.
I
But
mean,
they'll teach.
if you don't know what rights you
Fucking
have.
furries.
But you can become a professional agitator and protester. They do have colleges that offer that as a major.
Oh, I'm sure they do. And there's probably some people that major in that shit, double major. But the point I'm making is you've got, they won't teach the foundation and the supporting documents of this country, everything that's a cornerstone of this great nation, right? But they'll let fucking transgender fucktards and fucking deviants come in and have story time with your kids and God knows what else, drag kids on a field trip to a gay bar, pick something fucked up and they'll try it. But they don't want you to be able to read the founding papers of this country, founding documents. That says everything you need to fucking know right there. And this is the long game they've been playing say what you will, when they took God out of the school, that was the beginning. And ever since then, it's been going off the fucking cliff, picking up speed.
Oh yeah. I mean, you take God out, you take love of country out.
Yep.
I mean,
Why do you think they don't say the pledge anymore? What?
Yeah, I mean,
kiss my ass. I mean, Sax man, when you were in school, everybody got up and said Pledge Allegiance every day. And there was no fuckery about it. Everybody got up and did it. It was just a thing. It's what you did, right?
Exactly.
And then at some point, at least after I got damn out of school, because everybody thinks I'm some kind of fucking fossil, that there was this change or shift where, oh, well, Johnny or whoever the fuck doesn't want to say it. His two moms say he doesn't have to say the pledge.
I mean, hell, you were there when they wrote the Pledge of Allegiance, so I mean,
just saying. We should have never allowed deviation from supporting and teaching everything that brought this country to be.
Yeah, I mean, they've taken away a national identity, and when you do that, there is no cohesion.
No, there's not. I mean, in like we said, this is the long game. This is what these fuckers have put in place, and we're watching shit come to fruition right now before our eyes.
A lot of people probably hadn't thought about this, but they've affected an entire generation.
Generations.
No,
Girl.
I'm talking current right now. If they were to stop it right now, an entire generation. They started picking it up right now, put everything back like it was whenever me and Saxman were in school. You know, the pledge every morning, you prayed, all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, taught cursive, taught how to, you know, taught you the Constitution, taught, you know, stuff like that. You know, an entire generation, one generation right now, wouldn't have a clue. But the fact that, you know, they're not wanting to change anything, they're wanting to add to it, and take more away from us, and take it to where our kids don't know any of this stuff unless we teach them it. Things
and then
like that.
Look at you like you're crazy.
Yep. Well, mine doesn't, but I can tell you this: I'll never forget the 8th Amendment.
Well, you know, I can say this. Well, my two children, we've butted heads over socioeconomic, religion, whatever. The daughter is a hardline liberal, but she's coming around. She's beginning to see that, yeah, Orange Man may have been bad, but I think I stepped in the dog shit with this one. My son, on the other hand, I think he likes to argue points just to argue points. But he sees that, you know, he's beginning to see the big picture as well. He's generally been right-leaning, but I don't know. Sometimes I think he got caught up too much in the defund police bullshit. But that being said, you know, those two, they've got figured out. They're adults. I did my job, good, bad, or indifferent. It's up to them to figure it out from this point. But now, in my case, I've got grandchildren that I'm trying to get to wake the fuck up because their parents are all virtually asleep at the wheel. Well, not all the grandparents, but I mean, not all their parents, but some of them. I mean, I literally have parents that have made the comment. Now, these are my kids that have said, you know, when the girls spend the summer with you or this, that, and other, it takes us a month to teach them something different and get what you taught them out of their head. So see, That means I'm doing something right.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm
You'll
doing.
just have to send. You'll have to send them back with cliff notes.
There you go. I mean, they don't like sending kids to me because I'm teaching them how to shoot. I'm teaching them how to speak up. I'm teaching them how to, they're learning skills. I don't want none of my grandkids having to rely on anybody.
Right.
If I make them halfway self-reliant and self-sufficient, I've done my job. I can keel over knowing that I did something right.
Absolutely.
That's my legacy. I want them to be able to handle their shit, know what they're doing, and not take unnecessary shit from people. I mean, that's what we want for all our kids, right?
Right.
But I digress. I got sidetracked there. I will shut the fuck up. It all goes back to the same thing because they go to different schools in different states and whatnot. And we all know that some states, like the PRI, are fucking ridiculous.
And just for those that don't know, the PRI is what?
The People's Republic of Illinois.
Okay.
So, for those of you who live nearby, you understand my pain. So, but yeah, the PRI. I can't make that shit up. If you've ever been in the PRI, you get where I'm coming from. This is the same state that in order for you to be able to walk into a Dick's Sporting Goods, God forbid, that's where you got to go. But in order for you to go into Dick's Sporting Goods and pick up a firearm and look at it, you have to have a fucking card that the state issued you so you can look at the fucking gun. Called a FOID card.
How is that constitutional?
My question
How's
is,
anything in that fucked up state constitutional?
well,
I
my
mean-
question is, if you go back to the gun counter and they catch you looking at the wall, does that count?
No, you look at the wall, but
Okay.
like if you want to buy ammunition, you want to look at, say, you want to go deer hunting, you want to look at a deer rifle, whatever. I have to see your FOID card, please, sir. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't even touch it. I can't even show it to you. I shit you not. And God forbid you want a damn concealed carry in that state. You better be screwing a fucking alderman or be sleeping with somebody's daughter that's related to the governor in that fucked up state, because otherwise you're not getting a concealed carry more likely. I mean, it's a fucked up state, dude. And I think you can't have suppressors there either. So good times.
It is? Okay.
Just saying. But yeah. And we got some other states that are like that too. Illinois definitely is not the only one. There's several on both coasts.
New York, California.
Probably New Jersey. Yeah. All of those are fucked up. And you know what sucks? California, I've been there, and it's a beautiful state. It truly is. It's an awesome place but it's fucked up. I mean, it's really fucked up. And it sucks because it's such a beautiful place. If you can get out away from all the damn shit in the city and just get out away from it, it's a nice place to visit. But I can't wrap my head around how fucked up the state is. New York, as far as I'm concerned, it needs to do like work, just wall that bitch off and make it into a prison. That works for me. So, Hillbilly, I get you about the open carry, but not all states have open carry, and that will never happen in the PRI. They will never have open carry in that state. I can promise you.
Yankee states.
It's a special place.
Speaking of, if you do carry and all that, you know, what about the USCCA?
Oh shit. That's a whole nother beast. I mean, for those of you who are not familiar with the USCCA, it's one of these things that touts, you know, they've got your back if you have a self-defense situation, you have to use a firearm or a car or a baseball bat, whatever.
I believe it's insurance, but keep going.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But what they don't tell you is that it's basically like you're paying for insurance, and it's kind of like a Ponzi scheme in a matter of speaking. What they're wanting you to do is pay into something, but then if you get charged, they suddenly treat you like a used condom, and they drop your coverage and pay nothing. The problem with that is that if you are involved in a shooting, more often than not, you're going to be, there's a strong possibility you could be charged. It may not stick and it may just be temporary, but as soon as that happens, they drop you. So you've been a member with them, you know, a year, 5 years, 10 years, don't matter. You're out on the curb with holding your own shit saying, what do I do now?
And something that you paid for.
Yep, and thought you had coverage.
You know, thought that they would provide you with a lawyer, you know, and do a lot of things. All of a sudden now, no. And they want their money back for what they're out.
Very true. So
going.
those of you who are thinking about carrying stuff like that, do your research. Don't, you know, a lot of us went with attorneys on retainer because it's an actual law firm you're getting represented by, and there's none of this bullshit about you're paying insurance and they might cover you. No. It's called attorneys on retainer because they're attorneys on retainer. I mean, the name kind of explains it all.
And I mean, if you're going to they're going to arrest you and take you to jail, what's the one thing you need there, team?
An attorney.
Chastity belt.
And to keep your mouth fucking shut.
So
You need to know Habla when they fucking come to arrest you for some dumb shit. You need to nut up and just be quiet and say attorney. Attorney.
lawyer.
Yeah,
Lawyer.
Bottom bunk.
But do your research, check into it. You know, there's, if you're somebody seriously wanting to have an EDC and carry a firearm all the time, or you believe in the Second Amendment that strongly, I would encourage you to do your research and get something to cover your ass in case there ever is a situation where you have to use it, because the way things are going, there's probably going to be one. I hope not. I pray not for each and every one of you, but I just don't see things getting better before they get a lot worse. So just consider it. That's all I really can say. But I'm with Moose. Moose kind of turned me on to some fuckery about them. I did some research, and Moose was spot on. If you want to see really how dirty they are, go watch Heavy Duty Country. He did a whole bunch of videos about them. Yeah.
He did one, I think, last night or the night before about him.
Yeah, he explains it to you.
I mean, he was sponsored by them, and then he dropped them like a hot rock.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he's with attorneys on retainer.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't want to risk, if I get in a situation where I'm defending me or my family or loved ones or whoever, coworkers, whatever the case may be, and I feel like I was in the right and it was self-defense, I want to know I've got somebody that's got my back from the minute it happens till my ass goes home and is behind me.
Well, if you're involved in a shooting, let's just say you're looking at $200,000 probably in legal bills that you're going to mount up.
Yeah, because if it's something, if you got a dickhead DA that's coming after you, prosecutor or whatever, you're going to have expert witnesses. You're going to have all this court. That shit ain't free.
Private investigators.
It gets expensive. You got people that are ferreting out damn past cases and court rulings on similar situations and all these different things. Somebody has to go and research all that shit and get it together. It's not done for free. It's not like they get on Google and pull it up at the trial. That's not how it works. So you need somebody that's got their shit together and has got your back, so you don't end up having to lose your house, lose your marriage, and you're left nut trying to keep them going to jail.
And attorneys on retainer, well, you just go ahead and skip the middle part with the quote insurance policy and go straight to the attorney.
Yeah.
And I think they're covered in all 50 states. If I'm not mistaken. Am I right on that or wrong?
I'm not positive, but as I said, in my research, they're your best option if that's something you're looking to do. But do your research. Go and look at the different organizations. Look at what they offer. I was with USCCA for 5-6 years at least, and
I don't know. I don't know what USCCA cost, and I don't know what attorneys on retainer cost every month. But from what a friend of mine told me, when I talked to him, I was like, man, I wouldn't do that. I mean, you can do the same thing with a phone book and Yellow Pages. You're just going to have to pay for it out of your pocket to get the attorney up there, to the courthouse or jailhouse to get you out of jail. But he said, they're about the same price, if I'm not mistaken. That's
they
what
are.
he said.
What's up, Jay?
Oh, not much. Just fixing dinner.
All righty then. What's for dinner tonight?
I'm having I just finished it up, but I had a steak and some asparagus. I grilled the asparagus and some mixed vegetables.
Okay, sounds decent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good.
Got a local meat market here. I picked up a steak from there. I don't go over to Wally World anymore. And
so basically, it wasn't a 3D printed meat.
No, negative, sir.
Well, actually, what Jay doesn't realize is these people go buy them at Wally World and take them down there and sell them for double the price.
No, sir. I do know the person that co-owns the place. So
yeah, it's good to have a butcher that you know and trust, where you can go and get real meat.
Yep.
All right, well, good deal. Well, I guess you caught the tail end of us talking about attorneys on retainer.
Yep. Attorneys on retainer is the way to go.
Yep.
And I've called them a couple times just asking questions, and they're more than helpful to sit there and answer your questions and talk to you, and they really take time. So yeah, I would if you still have USCCA by the end of this hour, you're retarded.
I remember the first time we talked about it, y'all were all like, man, y'all, Moose, you need to do your research and make sure that's the best option. And y'all are welcome.
No, I don't believe I ever said that.
You did. But
anyway. I think I don't know. That's I got a pretty good memory, and I know you said something that how full of shit you were, and yeah. Well, like T said, used condom earlier.
Ooh, damn. Just damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even know what Jay. You don't even want to know what T said about you. So.
Oh.
And I was like, man, that's just wrong. You don't need to talk about Jay like that behind his back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he talks to me like that to my face. So I already know.
We have a love-hate relationship. It's all right.
Yeah, deep down inside.
Real deep, huh?
Real deep.
Well,
Not like what you're thinking about. I mean, we don't float that way.
no,
So
no. There's no pink water wings in this neighborhood, brother.
Pink water wings. What the hell are you talking about, man?
No catchers and receivers.
That's it.
that's it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, y'all need to get your heads out of the gutter. I was thinking about a friendship here, and y'all are talking like they're lovers.
We were just clarifying. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're pretty. Your mind's pretty easy to read. So I mean, crawling around inside your head, man. I tell you what, normal person needs therapy for that. But since so I'm kind of a twisted person myself.
I've sent 3 therapists to therapy. But
That being said,
back to attorneys on retainer and USCCA and all that.
And
People do the research. Seriously. Like T was saying, before you go out, I don't even know what the sign-up fees are and all that. I mean,
it's $100.
okay,
Yeah.
$100 to sign up, and then how much is it a month?
$35 a month.
Yeah,
35. All right.
Yeah,
so
$35, $40. It's not bad.
Unless you're an Arizona resident, then it's $25.
If you're a what?
Arizona resident?
Because they're based in Arizona.
Yeah.
I think I just became an Arizona resident.
Well, I mean, I am already one, and yeah, it's nice.
If you pay for it for the year, I think it's a little bit cheaper, but I do the monthly. I'm cool with that for right now. But yeah, I'm pleased with them. They seem like they're more about the customer than trying to sell you shit. And USCCA, they send you a damn magazine quarterly, and some bitch was like a catalog. It had more shit they were trying to sell you that was ridiculously expensive, as opposed to real helpful articles. It have a few things in there, but it was the same old shit. It's like, dude, I go pick up a thing of Shotgun News and see all this.
Yeah.
So Jay, you got any takes on my prediction that I made?
Yeah, go ahead and repeat that. I may have missed it.
Okay, at the beginning, my prediction was that if Trump, by the grace of God, gets elected in November,
yeah,
there's some caveats.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets elected, I can see there being another January 6th, but this time they let it disrupt the process.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, there's so many scenarios right now, especially I sent you a link earlier on Sean Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might want to give that a little looky-loo.
I will.
I'm actually in the middle of the 2-hour one version of that because this guy seems pretty good and he's making some predictions too. So, and you'll see his. If you watch the 2-hour one, he tells about his resume, and
are you talking about the guy from Afghanistan by chance?
Yeah, he's from Afghanistan. He joined the U.S. military, and he was in a few units, and then they basically swooped him up into the 3 letters. So,
and the only thing that is different about anybody that watches the Sean Ryan show, the only thing that's different about this one is you never see his face because he can't show his face because he's a part of the Afghan. What do they call that?
The Afghan resistance.
Yeah, movement or something like that, where they fight the Taliban.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely see it. I mean, it's good that you've already you've seen it. I mean, people do need to watch this stuff because Sean Ryan's got some really good stuff on there. I mean, he doesn't always agree with some of the people he's got on there, but I mean, just because they're on his show doesn't mean he agrees with some of these people. So,
Right.
Some of them you can tell he agrees with, and some of them he doesn't, and some of them he didn't agree with them before they came on, and then after they went off the show, he agreed with them. And he, like Eddie Gallagher, for example, he did not agree with Eddie Gallagher, thought Eddie Gallagher was guilty, got away with it, and all that kind of stuff. And then after it was over, he was like, after talking with Eddie about it and stuff, Eddie, he was like, man, you really got shanghaied there, didn't you? Eddie, I thought you were guilty and, all that. And he said, after talking with you, no. So, yeah. Yeah, I enjoy a lot of his podcasts and his guests and stuff.
yeah, they're pretty good.
I will check him.
But yeah, that latest one was interesting, especially when they started talking about when he thought like the next terrorist attack was going to be.
Yeah,
and things like that. And the answers Legend gave. That's what they called the guy's Legend on the show. But Legend said he couldn't put a timeline on it. He said, but it's not if it happens, it's when it's going to happen. He said, because it's going to happen.
Never.
Right. Well, we were talking earlier about this. I think the next attack, if there is one, it will be far worse than anything we've ever seen. I mean, we thought that 9/11 was unimaginable, but the next time we get hit with something, it's going to be much worse. And it's going to be something, I think, more far-reaching. The question is, when this country's hit again, is it going to be jihad, somebody from the Middle East plotting like they did for 9/11 or various other things they did? Or is it going to be a foreign player like China, Russia, North Korea, something like that?
I don't know if China, the Chinese are,
They're playing the long game.
Chinese military is absolutely terrified of going to war with us. I mean, them guys. I mean, what are they, like 5'1"? You get somebody like Vanguard walking up to them. I mean, they're just going to have, they're going to be shitting rice out of their ass.
Well,
look,
you gotta
when
look at
your diet
hang on. China will not go across the little channel there and take over Taiwan, because if they don't have complete control of that island, and let's say, I'd say 24 to 36 hours,
Mm-hmm.
the U.S. military is going to be there.
Well, yeah, I know somebody that's just left the military, and there is a plan to go over there, and he couldn't talk a lot about it, but yeah, there is a plan there, and China's not going to like it.
I think you're much more likely to be a 3-letter organization.
Well, I'm talking about just the Navy. Within 24 hours, the Navy will be there.
Oh yeah.
And like they could have a couple of aircraft carriers, a couple of destroyers sitting there circling the island, and until we can get troops over there to do other things.
No, I mean,
we could have that.
They're gonna have a group of guys that still believe in the art of killing. I mean, called the United States Marine Corps, and they're gonna be kicked off of a ship, and bad things are gonna happen.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean,
like I said, if China does not have complete control of that island in 24, I'd say 36 hours, I'm really stretching it, but 24 hours, this would be my hard number on that. If they don't have complete control of Taiwan within 24 hours, no. U.S. is going to show up, and then it's a whole nother ball game.
Well, I think Taiwan can hold out that long.
Well, the point I was trying to make initially, though, is that you got to look, if somebody was going to do something here on U.S. soil, there's going to be a logistics part of it.
China's going to attack our infrastructure. Okay,
That's right. But what I'm saying is, if China's involved, it's going to be from a socioeconomic standpoint. They're going to try and come in here, and they're going to try and disrupt us from within.
I mean, they're not going to be. China's not going to too terribly take out our infrastructure, because they need to have that to start it back up, because that's some specialized stuff that they have to take out.
Yep.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to shut it down.
Yeah, like I said, they're going to take out. They're going to shut it down to where they had the only key to unlock it, turn it back on.
Yeah.
And then we're locked out of our infrastructure at that point. And
I mean, till like half the country and every redneck with a rifle and a bunch of U.S. military people show up.
Well,
then
we shall see. I mean, I hope that we don't see anything pop off. I truly do. But I think if anything's going to happen, it'll happen after Bedshitter's in office. If it's from a socioeconomic standpoint.
Yeah, because that way he looks like the good guy, and and the American people are going to be like, oh no, it was better under Mal Biden.
Yep. That's it. It's going to be. They'll wait and do their fuckery while the next president's in office, provided it's Trump or somebody from that side of the aisle.
I mean, I'd vote for Moose before that.
If Trump gets elected, we've talked about the riots and shit going on these campuses, but we hadn't even talked about the riots that'll happen in my opinion, if Trump gets elected till January 6th.
Well, I mean,
I think that's going to be like a Hunger Games style of rioting, every day.
It might be. It might be. People are going to lose their shit if he gets elected. You're going to have people acting like that Greta fucktard overseas, crying their eyes out, losing their shit, like it's the end of the world if he gets elected. And all these soy drinking, hot pocket fanatics in these basements are going to lose their shit. I mean, you're going to have so many people losing their shit at one time. It's going to be like you can ride down the road with your window down and hear everybody crying and screaming at the same time. And that's when you're going to have the shit going unhinged. You're going to have the riots, shit getting burned up, tore up, everything else. And you're going to have the civil unrest. But understand, they want this to happen.
Yeah.
They want this to happen.
Well, aside from keep us divided, but yeah.
Surprisingly, it's happening now, which they're suppressing it now. I mean, I never thought in 100 years that they would be, shaking down and jailing these, Antifa and new uniform folks, Palestinian protesters.
Because Bedshiter, he's caught between a rock and a hard place.
That's why you haven't seen him here lately.
Well, the shock therapy may be taking longer now.
One thing that kind of concerned me was today I was watching the news, and they were walking along and showing this is where they were bringing in the pallets and the boards to build that wall and around their encampment. And then they were like, and then here's where they were going to, they were storing their water and food over here and this and that. Well, they were showing that little hallway, like a little easement outside that's covered. and it was all tagged up, and it was spray paint. And I noticed some stuff in some of the tags and stuff. It was the same style tagging that you saw in the 2020 riots. The ACAB tag, for example, that was in there, and a lot of
There
it.
you
And
go.
Some of it was hidden inside of other tags. Of it said there was one tag that said Gaza, and then if you looked real close, it said ACAB.
Yep. We know where
I was
that
like,
came from.
I remember right. That was Antifa's war cry.
Yep. Yep. I remember ACAB a lot. But see, until people start cracking down on these fucktards, I mean, I don't understand.
Look, they've had a
why.
few colleges that have come in and put boot to ass on it, and they don't have any problems since they've done that. But like UCLA, for example, they've had to clear out the last 2 nights.
You should only have to clear it out one time. I'm telling you, water cannons and MRAPs. That's all you need.
I like the tear gas idea and rubber bullets, but that's
Look, there is nothing like watching a bunch of pink-haired, nose-ring fucktards get hit with that much PSI water and skipping their ass down the pavement.
I think
Watching that
it'd be fun to
iPhone spin in the air.
hit them
I'm
with a
telling
bunch of
you.
tear gas where they've got their nose running, their eyes are watering, they can't see crap, and then all of a sudden they're getting lit up with rubber bullets. I think that'd be hilarious to watch.
No, I'm still liking the crop dusters and the liquefied and pureed, poison ivy, poison oak, and poison sumac.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we were talking about that. There you go.
Actually, you could drop
Fuck yeah.
hormones out of there, and like bee hormones, and that'd be even funnier. But
Dude.
poison ivy, the problem you run into, you've got people that are allergic to it. If they were to inhale that, it could kill them.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, water cannons.
But
Everybody's allergic to water.
now, but then you got people that are allergic to, bumblebees. So, the whole drop the pheromones or whatever that attract bees over there.
Water cannons.
Let them walk through it.
I mean, you could airdrop testosterone. I mean, that would,
I've seen a lot of ills out there.
Look, man,
Well,
we don't
sales
want
wouldn't know how
to
to act.
start wearing a wig and going on TikTok and and going to the gym and working out and acting like they're going to battle somebody or something. We don't want them doing that shit.
or they all turn out like AV.
I said, we don't want them turning out like that.
Oh, that would be a nightmare.
Yeah, a bunch of fake Vikings out there with like muscle head. It looks like a dildo with arm hair.
Hey, brother, you better watch out.
Just damn.
That guy.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't want to keep Vanguard much longer. So, Jay, I'm going to let you have the floor with some parting shots before we call it quits for the evening.
No Vanguard tonight. I was looking forward to seeing him on here tonight since he's his work schedule kind of freed up. But
I'm sure he'll be here eventually. He's trying to take care of some shit. So, patience, my brother.
he's never mind. Well, I say it all the time. Get active with your voting officials. Get active. Go vote. Don't know that. Absentee ballot, and everybody needs to get out and be a part of their community. That's what it's going to take. Evil to triumph, good men will do nothing. So, Carrie, always watch your 6. Sign up with attorneys on retainer, and that's about it.
All right, brother.
And for the record, none of us are, like have a sponsorship agreement with attorneys.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Couldn't
I
tell.
just wanted to clear that up also.
Hey, speak
none
for
of us.
yourself. I mean,
I don't.
oops. no, I'm kidding. You know me, big spoon, stirring the pot.
That's it. Get him, Spoon.
So,
All right, Moose, you're up, brother.
All right. Don't trust your government. Huey P. Long, he always said, vote early, vote often, and don't forget the graveyard vote. So, so that means everyone take, 10, 10, and 10. Get up, take 10 people to the polls, make 10 phone calls, and
Yep.
What's the other one? 10, 10, and 10.
load up 10 rounds.
All right, load up 10 rounds. There you go. But if you're going to carry a gun, be proficient with it. Get seek out somebody that's more knowledgeable than you are and take some classes and get comfortable with it, and then, carry. And then if you're looking for something just in case you have to use it, attorneys on retainer is what I recommend. I personally do not have anything like that. I probably need to get it, but I just don't have it.
Whatever.
I don't.
Yeah.
And, but I think I told everyone that this was going to be a crazy year and we were going to see some 2020 style riots and stuff. This is just the tip of the spear. We hadn't even really got into it yet, and it's going to get crazier till election time. So everyone, if you're out in public, especially if you're in a major city, watch your six. And if you're in a crowd of people, be damn sure you watch your six. So, everyone just be careful, and don't put anything past anybody,
That's why I stay in a town of less than 1,000 people.
Okay. But yeah, so don't trust your government. Ronald Reagan famously quoted as saying, the most scariest words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yep.
So,
very true.
If that man who was giving a speech when he said that, if he'll say that, that should ring, that you should listen. Hope, pull the cotton out of your ears and listen.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
Well, Sax man, you're up.
Am I?
Yes, sir. Fire away, brother.
Holy
All right,
shit.
go Tim.
Well, George Washington was famously quoted as saying, if you can't come up with anything, just copy somebody else. And don't trust your government. And fuck around and find out. And if you don't carry something, carry 10 of something. And vote early and vote often. That's what I got.
George Washington didn't do any of those things except maybe vote.
Nope, he did. It's in there.
And as Frederick Douglass said, on the ballot box, the jury box, and cartridge box.
Right.
That being said, thank all of you for being here this evening. Stay safe, stay vigilant, keep your head on a swivel. Try to unplug, spend time with your family, your loved ones, your friends. Don't let this shit consume you because it will. But it's going to be a hairy next few months. It's going to get spicy. You need to get your ass up and be involved. Vote. Be involved with the voting process if possible. Go out and meet some of these candidates that stand for the same shit you do. See if you can maybe volunteer to work with them. Help get that voice out there if that's something you're willing to do. Just something to think about, because like I said, it's going to get spicy. And if Orange Man gets reelected, it's going to get real spicy. So that being said, thanks again, everybody. And we will see you hopefully Tuesday. Y'all have a good night, everyone. Take care.
Night.
Tapioca.
Vanguard had a sex change. That's why he's been absent.
He said, Mom, meatloaf.
Just damn.
My meatloaf just fell off.
Mom, Jay needs meatloaf.
Move!
What is she doing? I never know what she's doing.
She's doing it.